Jen from Wood and Word Blooms, and today we are going to create some angel ornaments with wood flowers. And everyone's might look a little bit different depending on what color ribbon and what color little head that you got, but they all get made the same way. So here's what you need. You need a wood flower, you need your pipe cleaner, a toothpick or something to poke with, a little ribbon, glue, or it could be your glue gun if you feel comfortable using a glue gun. You also will need your little foam ball and a rhinestone and of course some pretty ribbon. And there's gold and red and silver, so everyone's going to get one that's a little bit different. So we're going to put the ribbon aside and we're going to start with our flower first. And what we want to do is just make sure that our flower is fluffed nice. So you can kind of work the petals out a little bit. An easy way to do this is actually to spritz it with some water, or if you have hair detangler even, just spray a little around the flower. Try not to get the top too wet because we're going to be gluing there, but a little bit around on the bottom and you'll be able to pull those flower petals out just a little bit. If there's a flower petal that's broken, you can just pull it off as well. So this one looks a little funky, so I'm going to just pull this one off. And then you're going to decide which is going to be the front of your flower. So which part of the skirt, and it is upside down because normally it would be like this, which part of the skirt do you like the best? So once you've made that decision, I think I like this part, then we're going to poke some holes in it. So you are going to take your toothpick and you're going to poke a hole more towards the front, not dead center, so between the very front and the center, somewhere in the middle. And then same thing on the back side, you're going to poke a hole between the back side and the center. And this hole is just going to be where we put glue and when we put some other pieces. So that little hole is poked right there so you can see those little holes. The next thing you are going to do is take your glue. And I'm going to show you how to do this first with just your regular tube of glue. This glue will take longer to dry. So this ornament's going to need to sit for like a good, just overnight, just to be safe, to make sure that it's dry. So you're going to cut with regular scissors, because this wire is not very heavy. You're just going to cut like a little 1/2 inch piece of the pipe cleaner. And you are going to put a little bit of your glue right there in that one of the, and you're going to put that little piece of pipe cleaner right in that hole. Push it down nice and good. So the half of it is sticking up, and then we're just going to leave it just like that. It looks a little funny right now. That's okay. Then we are going to take your brown covered wire and we're going to create a hook out of this. I like to just make a little like circle hook, but you could make it a different shape if you wanted to also. So the way that I want to do that is I'm going to kind of just fold it in half a little bit there, and I'm going to come down and cross it a little, and we're going to wrap this around. I don't want the piece that I stick down in here to be too thick, so I don't want the double piece. So I've just got it a little wrap right that, and we're good to go. So same thing, I'm just going to put a little glue in that hole right in the flower. Be generous, nobody will see it, it will dry clear, and I'm going to stick the wire down in there, kind of as far as it'll go. And once it's in, you're just going to leave it, and we've got the base, we've got the skirt, and we've got the hook for our ornament on our tree. We are going to create our angel wings. So to do that, you're going to take your, that's about a 10 or 8 inch piece of ribbon, and you are going to lay it down and fold it, the end in halfway. Turn this down a little so you can see. And you're going to fold the other end in just a little bit over that. And this is wired ribbon, so it's going to bend and hold a little bit. And then we are going to fold, kind of starting at the middle, and just kind of fold and crunch this in. Fold and crunch it in here. And we've got a nice tight little ribbon here that's going to be our angel wings. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little piece of the pipe cleaner here. Probably I will cut my pipe cleaner in half with what's left. And I am going to wrap it around the center of my bow. Really good, really tight. And I'm going to cross it, squeeze, and twist around, just so I've got it nice and tight. And I made my little wings a little bit uneven, so I can adjust that. Maybe I think I'm might have done it so tight that I can't adjust it, so I'm going to move it over a little. There we go. So these are going to be the wings of your angel, and we're going to use the pipe cleaner to attach this. So right now I've just got a little bow like this. And the back side is twisted so that it is ready to attach, or I can do something else with these pipe cleaners. The thing we're going to do is actually attach this here onto our flower and onto our wire. So you can kind of get a sense right here how it's going to come in. My angel wings are pretty big. I could probably have cut this a little smaller. I like to puff them out a little too, so you can play around with the shape of your angel wings if you want to make them flatter or fluffier, or you want to bend them more, however you like. So they're going to come in right around the back side of our flower, much like this. And you're going to see here that I can shape and bend my pipe cleaner right around my flower. So we're going to put some glue here, but we want to make this as tight as possible also, because we don't want it to necessarily come off. So in the front, it's good to give it a little twist right where those two pieces meet to give it that little extra hold, and you can fold those pieces back down. Itself, this is almost going to just hold it, but you want to make sure it's on there secure and good. So we're going to go back in with our glue, and you are going to glue around and on top, and then kind of like a little bit underneath where the ribbon is also. You want to kind of connect where the pipe cleaner little hairs are. I don't know if that's a very official word. If you have your own glue at home, feel free to use it. So I have a lot of this clear glue, so I'm just going to show you you can use either. Both are pretty much going to dry clear. Now you're really kind of globbing the glue on here. And if you only use a little bit of this glue, to be honest with you, it would dry pretty quickly. But this is a lot of glue, and I would just say more is better than not enough, because you want to make sure it holds. If you have a dog like mine that likes to pull things off the tree, you want to just make sure it's nice and solid. So you can see right now, it's holding, it's not going anywhere, but if I manhandled this a lot, it would kind of pop off. So you just want to be careful of that until it's completely dry. So now we've got our headless angel, and we want to add the next few pieces onto this. So we are going to take our glittery foam ball, and we're going to take your toothpick again, and just kind of play around with it. See, is there a side that looks the nicest that you want facing front, and then you're going to poke a little hole about halfway in and then come out. And it doesn't need to be a big hole. We are going to add our glue again right onto here. I also want to put some glue kind of dripping down here on my little pipe cleaner. And we are going to slide this right onto our pipe cleaner. There you go. Whoop. So we have our angel's head on. I'm going to take this little ribbon here, and it's got a little bendy thing on it, and you could bend it around the flower. I find it to be a little too much, so I'm actually going to pull the ribbon right off. And we are going to use lots of glue, and we are going to glue this right onto where that pipe cleaner is, so it creates the little bow in the front of our angel. So with your glue, hot glue, regular glue, whatever you've got here, put a good bit. This is the kind of stuff that's going to take a little while to dry. And now we're going to need a little patience, because you're going to want to hold this on here for a good 30 seconds or so before you do anything else. So I'm going to gently press it right in the center, right on top of that. And then I'm not going to lie. I'm going to come back and hit this with a little bit more glue, just in case it can attach in a few more spots I might not have gotten otherwise. Just a little, nothing crazy. And then I'm going to be patient, and I'm just going to hold it for a minute, just like this. So while I'm sitting here and I'm holding this on, if I feel like it's mostly on, I'm going to lay it down on its backside so that the ribbon's not going to fall. And I am going to get my teeny tiny little rhinestone to add that little sparkle to our angel. And this is tiny, so this is kind of tricky. I'm going to put just a little dab of glue on to the ribbon, right in the center of the ribbon. And then I'm going to place this right on top of that. I'm going to press the rhinestone, the bow, all down. Make sure it's on there good. And then we're going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to make it look like the angel is holding some sweet little greens. So I'm going to just break off just like a little piece or two of this. Doesn't need to be big. You can use as much or as little as you want. And what we're going to do is actually going to come in and glue it almost like the angel has little hands hiding behind this bow, is my idea. And so you're going to take your glue. I'm going to put some right on here. And then while it's laying kind of on its back, I'm going to sneak this in here. And there's glue under there too. And if something is too long, you don't want it that long, just kind of trim it a little bit. So add that glue on. Slide this in. This is where the patience will really come in. So I'm going to leave this. You're going to have glitter everywhere. So you can see you've got your little angel ornament. And the angel's going to lay down, possibly on a piece of paper, just in case any glue drips. Thank you so much for creating this wood flower ornament with me. I want to share a couple secrets about the wood flowers that will make your ornament extra special. So the first is that the wood flowers themselves are porous. So they actually can take really well to essential or fragrance oils. So if you love lavender or any other essential oil, you can add it right to the flower. You can add a fragrance oil like you can find in the soap making section of Michael's or Joann's. This one is called Home for the Holidays, and it smells kind of like Christmas, which is really pretty. And so to do that, all you need to do is take a dropper, or even just on your finger, put some of the oil and tap it onto the wood. The more you add, the more it will smell. The scent will last for quite a while, so when it does die out, you absolutely can just add more back in as well. To care for these ornaments, I do recommend that you keep them away from animals because it is a natural substance and they could be chewed up. You want to make sure that they don't get somewhere where they're going to be wet and stay wet so that they don't mold. And when you store them, it's good to just wrap these up in a little bit of bubble wrap or tissue paper just to help protect them as well. So enjoy your ornament, and I thank you so much for crafting with me today.